I want to tell a story. We are in 2021, and most likely you are a citizen living in an industrialized global civilization. A civilization which has been developed in the past few hundred years, transforming the life of billions of people and by doing so, destroying the planet. Now, we know that burning fossil fuels, which is a part of our daily life, is changing the Earth's climate. And with the extensive failures of governments to act on climate change, we are here to light a candle. A candle that will show the way to sustainability. I present to you Weddell Green City.
As the population in the Greater Darwin region grows, the urban areas of Darwin and Palmerston are almost fully developed due to the construction of apartments, units, and townhouses. The land remaining for suburban development is limited. Although there are large amounts of land available around the Darwin region, it is not suitable for residential or commercial purposes, as much of the land is affected by constraints such as seasonal waterlogging, flooding, and biting insects. The location of Weddell provides opportunities for developing both residential and commercial areas, along with beautiful views, access to rivers on the eastern and western sides, an existing rail line for freight, and proximity to the cities of Darwin and Palmerston.
Weddell is a part of the Litchfield sub-region and lies roughly 40 kilometers southeast of the city of Darwin and 19 kilometers south of the city of Palmerston. There are two nearby rural activity centers, which are respectively Barry Spring at the south and Humpydoo at the east. It is located in a stony plain area at the fork between two rivers, Elizabeth River from the north and east, and the Blackmore River from the west. Other boundaries here include the Store Highway at the east and the Cross Peninsula Road at the south. For biodiversity, as part of the Darwin Castle region, there are 48 nationally listed threatened species and over 80 territorially listed threatened species in Weddell. The wetlands, savanna, and monsoon forests cultivated by the rivers provide large area of high-grade habitats throughout the land. At the riverbank, mangroves provide breeding habitats for a wide range of fish, birds, and crustaceans. The rich biodiversity here also means that there are a lot of species to be preserved. This includes, for example, the yellow-spotted monitor, the black-footed tree rat, and few kinds of migratory shorebirds.
In order to help develop the new city of Weddell as a model of sustainability for other cities, we have defined certain targets that address the various components of the Weddell system. Energy from renewables will power public commercial sites, parks, shopping centers, office buildings, and supply electricity to homes. Excess energy will be stored and what's left will be exported to the grid. Buildings and transport are the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions in cities. Our design will focus on minimizing their impact and achieving carbon neutrality in individual systems within the city. Waste is often the third largest source of emissions in cities. Use of smart technology for waste segregation at source and policies to incentivize and support recycling, such as fines, waste levies on businesses, is expected to reduce waste going into landfill. The use of extensive greenery and vegetation along with evaporative cooling systems is expected to keep temperatures under control. The provision of local services and quality facilities such as schools, sports centers, community health services will minimize the need for intercity travel, lowering emissions and congestion in the region. The design of the public transport system in Weddell will focus on making it fast, frequent, and safe, with minimized walking distances from high-density residential and commercial areas. A large industrial area with proximity to the Adelaide to Darwin freight rail line, access to water from the Blackmore River, offers an attractive location for setting up industry and creating job opportunities. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, not being able to easily access public transport is one of the main reasons for people to use private or passenger vehicles to get to work or study. Therefore, accessible, low-cost and rapid public transport will be more attractive to commuters. In addition, the design of the city should meet the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Understanding the interrelationship between systems is key to achieving this.
Designation of land use can be one of the trickiest tasks in designing the city. This map shows the concentration of threatened vegetation in the region of Weddell, and we don't want to build our city on that area. And this map shows the acid sulfate soils, which can affect the agriculture and landscaping. And also you don't want your street to look like this. With all this in mind, we come up with this plan. Then, building on this plan, we come up with a final draft of the city plan. Let's look it up close.
In order to meet the sustainability targets mentioned above, we propose the following solutions. Weddell lies in a region of abundant solar resources. The Northern Territory receives the highest amounts of annual solar exposure compared to any other state in Australia. The relatively flat land, minimal shading, and sufficient area make Weddell a suitable site for solar farms. In order to meet the energy requirements of the city in a sustainable way, we propose a scalable solar farm of up to 50 megawatts to supply energy to over 14,000 households. Excess energy will be stored in batteries and a low-head pumped hydro storage system, or PHES. The remaining energy will be exported to the grid. The solar farm will use environmentally friendly thin-film PV panels that offer better performance in the hotter climates, feeding excess energy into utility-scale lithium batteries. The pumped hydro system will dump water at an artificially elevated reservoir close to the Elizabeth River Bridge. Energy from the hydro storage location and lithium batteries will be used to supply the city at times of low solar production and after sunset.
So for the built environment of Weddell, here I will go through 4 key designs: the green roof, the building integrated photovoltaics, the kinetic pavements, and the passive designs. The green roof is to cover the roof partially or completely with vegetation planted on green mediums over a waterproofing membrane, but it might also have irrigation and drainage system or any other additional roof barriers. So the advantages in terms of water, it can absorb and collect the rainwater and reduce the stormwater runoff to avoid flooding in wet season. In terms of living comfort, it could be a thermal and sound insulation layer to help control the room temperature in summer and keep the noise out. The building integrated photovoltaic system is to use the PV materials to replace the traditional building materials in building envelope, such as at the roof, skylights, or facades. To further utilize the abundant solar energy in Weddell, we believe applying this system in urban area is an eco-friendly and cost-effective energy solution to the city. The kinetic pavements Installing these special pavements in busy commercial area of Weddell can help reduce the electricity abstracted from power grid and achieve power self-sufficient for most of the streetlights and signages. Passive design is a design that takes advantage of the climate, maintaining a comfortable temperature range in home. The passive design could also work together with the green roof, BIPV, and solar water heating system. A mix of passive design strategies will achieve better performance on both living comfort and sustainability.
With the increase of population, traditional open field farming is no longer sufficient to meet the current needs, so we also consider aquaponics farm. This is a method that combines the advantage of aquaculture and hydroponics. The waste produced by fish can be transformed by bacteria and can generate organic nutrients for vegetables. The water is filtered through the veggies area and then recycled back to the fish tank for reuse. Compared with the traditional agriculture, the water consumption of this system is reduced by 90%, which is sustainable and environmentally friendly.
Weddell will feature a compact, high-density design. The layout of the city will allow residents to reach key service areas on foot, an abundance of open community spaces, gardens, and parklands. Natural and artificial shade due to building frontage designs will make walking an attractive and healthy option. Quiet and efficient battery-based electric buses for inner-city travel and the use of a bus rapid transit system for connections to Palmerston and Darwin offer an attractive alternative to private transport. Use of an intelligent traffic lighting system and introduction of a road congestion tax both have been shown to reduce peak hour traffic in other cities around the world.
For our solution, we propose rainwater harvester system to collect the rainwater. The design of roof makes it easy to collect the rainwater. It flees for the removal of input such as mud and sand, and store it in a large tank. This can be used in toilets in public facilities. Also, it can treat by some technologies like activated carbon to meet the standard of drinking or washing level. For wastewater treatment, we use the principle of anaerobic degradation combined with the thermal hydrolysis. This process significantly reduces the quantity of biosalts produced to create a better quality products, leading to potential cost saving for utilities.
According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, only 60% of solid waste in Australia is recovered. And the other 40%, yes, you guessed it, goes to landfill. In Weddell, we will not have a landfill, or at least not for the municipal solid waste, but maybe for the byproduct of the gasification plant. All unsorted municipal solid waste will be used as a fuel and the raw material for Weddell's gasification plant. In the gasification plant, waste will not be combusted, meaning no toxic ashes are going to be produced. Instead, a highly controlled amount of oxygen and steam reacts with the waste, turning it into a mixture of carbon monoxide, hydrogen, and other elements. This synthetic gas can then be converted into a high-value products, like hydrogen fuel, ethanol, or even diesel. 20% of the energy created by the gasification plant will be used to run the plant itself, making it a carbon neutral or maybe carbon negative compared to landfill. For sorted waste, whether it's commercial and industrial waste or construction and demolition waste, recycling is the solution, because this not only going to induce the sustainability of Weddell, but also it will create a profit generating industry for the city. In conclusion, our concept of Weddell is not a fantasy nor a dream. It is a viable solution that can future-proof Weddell to be a model of sustainability and a world-class green city.